Hey guys, welcome back. This is AmorAntasia, and today I'll be giving you high school students advice on senioritis and senior hacks, basically on the last of the semester senior activities and things that you have to do in order to graduate, things that you have to do to get into college. So this is basically a guide, a shortcut basically on what to do and how to handle the end of your semester, your senior year, so that you can get through it easier without all of the stress. You can go through prom without worrying about if you're graduating or not, or what school you're going to go to. So instead of, for those who don't really pay attention at school to everything that's going on, or you don't have a long list of actual things that you have to do as a rubric or a guide, this video will be very helpful and universal to all of the students across the nations. Seriously, most schools do the same thing, even public and charter schools, or I don't know, special schools or whatever. So yeah, hopefully you guys will love this video. Make sure you thumbs up and that you're subscribed already for more videos. Stay tuned. Okay, so I know I look like a senior in high school, don't I? I do, I know. So, but I'm almost 30, and trust me, I am a high school teacher. I know the ins and outs of school education. Actually, I'm still a student. I'm in my master's program, so I know how it is to be a college senior, 8th grader, and high school senior. So trust me, I know both sides of the fence. So the advice that I'm going to give you is really going to be essential. So if you need to, take out a notepad or get your iPhone and take notes like I do. And to be honest, you guys live by your phones. My generation didn't have all that because we didn't have iPhones or anything like that. Our phones barely had applications. So just take out your notes and get ready. So first things first, this is your second semester. Today is March the 3rd. Most schools' deadlines for applications and admissions and stuff is either March 1st, but they do have a late schedules or late admissions. So don't freak out, if you haven't done your college information, you still have time. Now, first things first, I would advise you to stop right now if you have not done your FAFSA and do it. Unless your parents are filthy rich, you will need college assistance, government assistance to get, pay your schooling tuition. So make sure you have that done. And the reason why I say do it now is because the sooner you do it, the more money you're able to get back. And it's based off of your parents' income. So I'm sure by this time, it's March 3rd, everybody has done their taxes, and at least everyone has at least had their W-2 forms. So go ask your parents for their W-2 forms and go to FAFSA.gov. I'll link all of the links in the description box to help you. And make sure you fill that out. Fill out their income, and then you'll get back an EFC, which means estimated cost that basically you'll have to pay. Or if it's pretty low or whatever, that means you get more grants, and you could get possibly stipends. So make sure you take care of that first. Next, I would say make sure you do a credit check. Now, not credit card check, but actual high school credits. You need to go to your counselors and find out how many credits you need to graduate. And to be honest, you should have already been checking on this sort of thing, because that's what life is about, progressing. So if you haven't, don't freak out. Go to your counselor and check with your teachers to see how you're doing in those classes, to make sure that by the end of the semester, give or take a few tests that you may have to take, the final course exam or whatever, and maybe a standard test. You still should be able to pass with the homework that you've had so far, your tests, your quizzes, bonus opportunities. So make sure you check on your credits to make sure that not only that you have enough credits to graduate, but that you have enough credits to get into the college that you want to. Because it's really not about credits, it's about what classes those credits make up. For example, I knew that I wanted to be a doctor. I wanted to go to school and major in biology, which I did. So my senior year of high school, well, I know that the requirements were you had to have 3 years of math, and you had to at least have geometry of one of those years and algebra 2. So I had both of those. And also you had to have 4 years of English. I had 4 years, but I went to summer school every summer. So by my junior year, I was done taking English. I had straight A's in English, so I was done. So I had to have 4 years of English, and now I think you have to have 4 years of math, 4 years of English, definitely at least 2 years of a foreign language. I made it easy because I love Hispanics. I don't know, it's nothing against French people, but I just love, I just like their lingo. It's just so cute and sexy to me. So, and I know that in America, there's way more Hispanics than there are French French natives and any other language. So that's really going to help you to get a job. That helped me to get my first job, well, second job as a pharmacy technician at Walgreens, because my area that I was in, there was a lot of Hispanic speaking people. So that gave me the one up, on other applicants. So that's why I did Spanish. And Spanish lingo, their verbs and everything, they're pretty much similar to American English, so it was easy. So anyway, 2 years of foreign language, and you had to have at least 3 years of science, and definitely biology and chemistry. So, depending on what you want to go to school for, you need to check out, the list of the exact courses, not the credits, but the courses that you need to have in order to get to admit or to be admitted to that school. Do your college applications, and do not be lazy and just apply to one school. Apply to as many schools as you're interested in, because you never know which school you might not be able to get into. You might get a couple rejection letters, and that's just, that's the reality of it. Don't be, upset about it or hurt, because what if, a lot of students that I know, even my freshmen that I taught year before last, a lot of them didn't even know what they wanted to do, and they slacked their freshman year. Some of them got F's, some of them didn't care. Now, when they got to become like, sophomores, and now some of them are juniors or, and seniors, now they're just like, okay, I want to go to college. So it sucks that, if you make up your mind to go to college your junior year or senior year, and you flunked, your freshman courses, and, well, not failed, but you did terrible as far as your GPA goes, it's kind of like, you may get rejected because you can't help it. You can't redo your freshman year and sophomore year. You have to just pick up the slack and keep it moving. You can go to summer school or whatever. But I'm just saying, make sure you apply to as many schools as possible, even the ones that you really don't want to go to, because your education is what's important at this point. You can go to a junior college your first year or first semester to take those basic courses, and you can transfer to your dream school. You can always reapply next year. But for this year, to get your tail in a college, make sure you apply to more than one. And make sure that, you sent your FAFSA application to all of those schools. So on your FAFSA, where it has the section, what colleges are you going to, and if you're staying on campus, make sure you find the school code. You can look it up by name, and make sure you enter it in. Never just settle for one option, because you may not even be able to afford one of the schools. I wanted to go to Clark Atlanta. Clark Atlanta back in 2006 was $30,000. That was too much. And I was an out-of-state student. I'm from St. Louis area, so the school that I ended up going to was Tennessee State, and at that time the tuition was like $19,000. That's way better than $30,000. And to be honest, I loved Tennessee State. I love Nashville. I thought that Nashville was like a country bumpkin type of city. No, Nashville is lit. Like, Nashville has a lot of shopping, and they've been improving. Nashville is almost like the new Atlanta. I'm just saying, there's broad TV shows now that are filming in Nashville. Is the music capital, so yeah. Don't feel bad that you can't get into your dream school. There may be God directing you to the school that, you'll meet your future best friends or your future husband, so, or wife or whatever. So just, go with the flow. So next is your ACT scores. And this is a brochure on all of the dates for those who are juniors. If you're a senior, your last date to really register is March the 4th, which is tomorrow. Late registration period is March 15th through the 18th, and the last time to take the test is April the 9th. Now, if you apply to a school and you have a good GPA, and they choose to just work with you, to get in and wait for your ACT scores, you can always have them to be submitted as soon as possible at April the 9th. Another date to take it is June 11th. But by that time, most of the schools' admissions will be closed. But with my school, if you call them and just work with them, or ask them to explain them the problem or the situation, tell them that you have to retake your ACT, then you can just fax your application in late or mail it to them, and they'll accept you. So always try to do what you can. But the last two dates at this point are April the 9th and June the 11th to take your ACT if you've never taken it or if you need to retake it. And the ACT is $39. With the writing section, it was $56. Now, the first time that I took it was over 10 years ago. I got an 18, which was average. So I took it over because the school that I wanted to get in required a 19. Now most schools probably require 20 or 21. The second time I took it, I got a 20. So that was cool. So I just didn't take it anymore. I didn't care. So, but also they look at your grades in certain classes. Now, I've said all that to say, make sure you send your ACT scores along with your FAFSA application and your transcripts. This is a transcript form that should be in your counselor's office. It should say school information or transcripts records request. Make sure you fill out official transcript. Check official and unofficial, because you're sending your unofficial scores. Unofficial means like you're not done graduating yet. You haven't completed all of your courses. So send unofficial and request to send your official. So once you do graduate, they're going to send your official transcripts to the college. So, to at least get admitted or to get started, you should send both. So, you put your name, date of birth, all that good stuff. Send it to as many colleges. There's like 4 on here. Send it to as many colleges that you're applying to. Make sure you send, again, your FAFSA application. Make sure that all of the schools are on there. Make sure that you apply to all of the schools that you want to. And of course, pay the application fee. Some of them might be free. And send your transcripts to the colleges. Last but not least, make sure you actually visit if you can. If your parents are, open to it, or maybe you have like a grandparent or a rich auntie, like I have some rich aunties, anybody, any adult that can drive you down to a university, or maybe fly, but and visit the campus during your high school spring break. I know that you want to be selfish and lazy your senior year or whatever, but this is business. If you're going to college, you need to take advantage of that break, because your break may be the only time that you have, or your parents have, to take you to this college. And that college, you want to see what the college is like while they're in school, like while they're not on any kind of break. So make sure you visit the schools to get a feel of how it is, what the dorms look like, what you're going to be expecting, if you like the campus life or whatever. So make sure you do that.